one other guy, and I just came back from downstairs because I just watched the awesomeness. That was Gotham. Probably a lot of you who are watching this probably, well, if you're a Batman fan, you probably have seen this. But if you haven't seen it yet, I actually was not kites. Did I just say kites? I'm actually kind to you guys, and actually quickly check my TVs and look at settings. Times when it's coming back on, so you guys can look it up. So there are times I found where it comes on different channels. There were a lot of different channels that were still coming on. So yeah, it comes on at 9, but well, it's 9. It's already 9:07, so yeah, that's not gonna happen now. So, but yeah, so there was also, it comes on at 11. So yeah, 11 on channels like CTV-E, which I believe stands for East, and Fox W, which I believe stands for West. Also, I said that it's coming on Sunday also, apparently. I believe this week. Now, that's what it said. Maybe it is, but that's what it said when I searched it up of when it's coming on. So, and it said some Sunday on 12. It didn't say what channels. I'm assuming CTV and Fox. So yeah, and that's being kind. So if you want to wait until 11 to review to watch it, there you go. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Sunday thing. So yeah, just 11 would be a good time. But yeah. But people who have seen it and are still here, geez, well, that was tape. Some people who haven't seen it and are still here, hello, and let's begin the review. Now, be warned, there will contain spoilers for this review. Oh, good God, that noise. Anyway, so, Gotham, of course, everyone should know, Gotham is a new Batman TV show, even though physically Batman's not in this TV show. Back in the TV show, it takes place a couple years in the past when Bruce is still a kid, so yeah, good God, that noise. Anyways, oh my God. Anyway, so in the show, how it starts off, we see a little girl dressed in black clothing, who we all know as Catwoman, running on top of rooftops, and she goes on the ground, starts pickpocketing people. Oh, the noise stopped finally. Anyway, she starts pickpocketing people, almost gets caught, steals some milk also, and gives it to her cat and stuff. And she's in the alleyway known as Crime Alleyway, and for big Batman fans, you know that's where the big tragedy happens. So she hears people coming down, so she runs up to a balcony on one of the buildings and sees the Wayne family walking down, talking about the film they just watched, and a mugger asks for Bruce's father's wallet and his mother's necklace, and then shoots them, and they die. And so yeah, Catwoman actually saw that entire thing, so that adds some stuff to it, and good lord. Anyway, so yeah, so she saw it, so that's a bit different of a game changer. Well, not really. It just adds the stuff. What I'm saying. We then cut to the GCPD where we see they're taking this guy to a cell until he grabs a cop and takes his gun and threatens to shoot him, and all the cops are just pointing their guns at him. And Mr. Commissioner James Gordon comes in. Well, not Commissioner, Detective Gordon, because he's not Commissioner yet. He's just a normal detective and stuff. Good God, that noise is irritating me. Anyways, so he tells he asks the person why to stop, and he says he just wants his pills. So he gives him his pills, but he says these are not his pills, and he beats him up, and just punches him and saves the guy. But everyone else starts beating him up. Then Mr. Harvey Bullock comes in, telling Gordon that when a guy takes a officer's gun, you shoot him and kill. So something like that. After they get worried about a double homicide, they go to the crime alley and find the Waynes dead, and so yeah. So Harvey's looking over at the Waynes and telling a cop, this is Thomas and Martha Wayne, and seeing let the special crime investigators stuff like that handle it. And he says they're not. No, you have to do it. You're here, and plus your partner's already talking to the kid. So yeah. Anyway, so like I said, Commissioner Gordon. I can't. I'm too used to saying that. I might say that a couple times. Detective Gordon talks to Bruce, and he asks what his name is. It takes her a while to actually answer him. He says his name is Bruce Wayne. He asks what happened, and he starts crying. And Gordon says that something like this sort of happened when he was a kid. He was in a car with his father, but a drunk driver crashed into their car, killing his father, and he was sitting right next to him in the process. Luckily, he didn't die. So yeah, and tells Bruce that there will be light in the city. Stuff. Bruce tells him what happens, and yes, and he promised him that he will find the guy who killed him. And afterwards, Alfred comes in, and Bruce hugs him, and they start going away. And Gordon tells Gordon tells Alfred that he will solve this case and stuff like that. And what's on is like when Gordon was talking to that thug who was gonna threaten to kill the other cop, he said, "My name's Commissioner Jim Gordon." I mean, not Commissioner, jeez. My name's Detective Jim Gordon, but then when he talks to Alfred, my name is James Gordon. So I know he's used both of them before, but I'm not sure which one is his actual first name, Jim or James. I have no idea. So afterwards, what happens are they enter a bar and they talk to the special crimes units. And so that and Bullock asks Gordon, "You know who the Waynes are?" And he says yes, something like that. So yeah, so they now are sort of trying to track down who murdered the Waynes and stuff. So they start interrogating many bad guys thugs because Bruce told. What Bruce told Gordon is that the thug wore a mask, he was tall, he wore a hat, and had shiny shoes. That's a good description. Anyway, so yeah, they look for something like that, but they can't find it. Of course, they have some cool music in the background when they were like interrogating people. So yeah, and also now what happened after that? I'm forgetting now. I'm tripping. Oh yeah, they're now talking to Mr. Edward Enigma, who we all know becomes the famous villain, the Riddler, and he helps the police and stuff, and digs up a bullet apparently that was from one of the bodies, and it came from a special gun and stuff. It's really complicated, so yeah. Anyway, so they're able to track it down So Gordon then goes home to Pavetta and with his wife, who's named Barbara Gordon. Not Barbara. I think it was Barbara Lee something, because they're not married yet. But yeah, and we're probably saying Barbara's Batgirl's name, but that's what also his wife's name is. So yeah. Anyway, so Harvey calls him in the middle of the night, telling him they have the lead. Well, it's now daytime now. They go to the house of Mario Pepper. Yeah, good name, right? And anyways, what happens afterwards is this. We meet Miss Poison Ivy quickly, well, briefly, because she's a girl right now and stuff like that. I think I'm skipping that part. I'm skipping that part. So yeah, anyway, I think this came afterwards or before, I forget, like I said. So yeah, it was an hour long show, so it's hard to remember all this stuff. So yeah. Anyway, so they go to a place called Fishy Moon, who's a person who works for Falcone and stuff, the big crime lord and stuff. Yeah, this came first, not after. Anyway, so yeah. Alright, Bullock talks to the Moon while Gordon goes outside and talks to some people who are beating up one of her clients who was surrounding from. And we meet Penguin, which this makes no sense, because in comics Penguin's a midget, you could say, but in this he's tall, he's a normal size. How is that supposed to work when Bruce is an adult? He'll be tiny. How is that supposed to work? So they tell him to stop beating up the guy with the bat and stuff. Anyway, so yeah. Anyways, after that they stop talking about fishing. They move and they leave. Go to the Mario Pepper guy. Gordon gets into a chase with him. Gets his hand cut. So. And they do shoot him and kill him, what Bullock does. And anyways, they investigate his house and find that he has a necklace of Martha Wayne. So he killed one of the Waynes. Or did he? Answer is no, he didn't. It makes the papers and stuff. They attend. Well, they didn't really attend. They make it out. They go to the funeral after the funeral ends, and Bruce says, "You kept your promise, thank you," and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, now the reason why I said or did he because Enigma goes to the Special Crimes Unit and tells them that I believe what he saw when he said is he saw that that Mario Pepper was framed by Fishy Moon when he said she planted the pearls there, and yeah. So now the female cop who I don't know what her name is, I forgot. She goes to to Barbara and asks her that Gordon's a liar, and she asks Gordon if he killed the man. If he framed her, and he says no, and then he asks who told her that, and he tells him. He goes, talks to her, and stuff like that. And then goes to Ivy's house, or Pepper's house, you would say, and investigates and finds out he has no shiny shoes. Because remember, the bad guy who killed them had shiny shoes and stuff like that. So yeah, he has no shiny shoes. I also want to mention Catwoman briefly appeared at the funeral. She wasn't attending it, she just sneaking there or stuff like that. Anyway, so after what happens after that, Bullock, I believe, and then convinces him to just drop it. It's like that, to drop it because he never won't drop. But of course, the scene keeps going on. Goes to Moon's place and asks her some questions, and she gets captured basically, and gets brought to this place where was being hung by with many like dead pigs. Basically, it's really weird. And with afterwards, what happens is afterwards they take him there, and like I said, they call. Hey, Barbara's asking Bullock where his heart. Gordon went to a walk last night and never came back. So, and yeah. And Elias starts saying that he's on a stay-out and his phone died, and she buys it and she leaves. And Bullock then arrives at the place where Gordon's being held captive. So that afterwards, they're calling now Fishy Moon, who's there with Penguin, and they're like watching this guy do some jokes for her, and yeah, and she's laughing at it. Now, keep an eye. Now, I'm about to explain something to you, and see if you guys can guess this. And I'm gonna tell you anyway, but still. She's watching a comedian, and they don't address his name. We can see he's wearing a green shirt underneath his jacket, and his joke is not even funny. It's like some joke about someone being drunk. What do those signs point to? What Batman villain does that point to exactly? Everyone can guess who I'm talking about. Starts with a J, ends with an R. Joker. We can all guess it's Joker. So yes. Of course, I'm never going to address his name. I doubt that's going to give me the only one. Bleh, stop it! One of the only times that he'll ever appear on the show, because since Joker has a complicated origin story, we never know what. But since they're saying he's like a comedian in this, and it seems like they're sort of going off the Killing Joke origin he had. Going back to the story, Bullock talks to Fishy Moon, and she talks to one of her henchmen, tells them to kill both of them, so they hang them. Well, not like the throat, but the feet, I mean. And they get this like giant executioner guy, and it was like, and I assume he was gonna be a Batman villain, but he wasn't because he got shot and killed. The cops there saved them, and Gordon and the commissioner, I believe it was, talk about the framing, who framed the guy, but they have no idea who, and saying that he loves the city. Well, Gordon said the other guy did, but yeah. Afterwards, he goes to Bruce Wayne's house, saying that, and finds something on the edge of his roof, just like, and doing this, standing there, and Alfred walks out, and Gordon points up, and he looks up there, and yells at him, and goes like, "Hey, boy, get your bloody ass down here." That's probably the worst, like English accent I could do, but yeah, cause like, they're going off like the sort of like the Batman Earth 1 comic, Alfred, where he's in the military. So you can watch a video on my other channel. I did a top 10 involving something like that. So yeah, anyways, so he talks to him saying that he's going to be investigating stuff about in the police station about this stuff, and it's complicated. But Bruce is kind of glad the killer is actually still out there, so because he wants to see his face again and stuff. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention one part where Bullock brings Gordon and the Penguin out to a dock and forces Gordon to kill him. And Gordon then proceeds to do that, but actually, instead of shooting him, he says, "Never come back to the city." And then he points his gun a bit off from Penguin's. It's not like gonna shoot at his head. It's like pointing a bit in the sky, but it looks like he actually did shoot him and push him in the water. So yeah, Bullock thinks he's dead now because Bullock was actually told to tell Gordon to do that. Anyways, afterwards we see at the end of the episode Penguin. Then also Catwoman briefly appeared in at the Wayne Manor. Just watching it. She's pretty forgettable in the show. She didn't even have a speaking line. Well, she had like one line, but that was it. Anyway, so yeah. Under here, we see Penguin come out of the water, and he basically kills a fisherman with his own fishing rod, I believe. No, it was one of the hooks, and eats some of his food, and just looks over the city and stuff. And it's basically the end of the episode now. And so yeah, and I can't wait to see the next episode, which appears on Monday again. I'm going to say at 8 o'clock, because that's when it premiered. So yeah, overall, it's actually a really great show. When I first heard about the show, I was like, about it. But I'm actually watching it and seeing trailers, and I'm actually watching it now. It's really good. I can't wait to see the episode. I like the actors. The Commissioner Gordon, they have the guy they have playing Gordon. I really like him. I like all the cast members. I like how they're referencing the many Batman villains and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, I think it's a good show. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. And I can't wait and for tomorrow because the season 2 of Agents of Shield premieres. So be sure to watch for that review. And don't worry, I also will be reviewing every episode I see of Gotham. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of episode reviews of that. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.